Good morning, dear student. Yesterday we started the explanation of the lesson number 3 of history, ruling the countryside. 2 points we discussed yesterday. The company becomes the diwan and the revenue for the company. Yesterday we seen the company became the diwan and all the authority is in the hands of the company, East India Company. And how the diwan collect the revenue from the farmers. Then we seen after that the revenue for the company, how the company uh, get the taxes from the farmers through the people, through the countryside people. It means through the zamindars or through the village headman. Then we can say the what the company wants to grow, that production they grow in the field. Now the need to improve the agriculture. In the last point yesterday we discussed ki how the famine were killed the 10 million people in Bengal. तो बहुत ज़्यादा famine आई थी. Then people were much more poor during that age and didn't they did not means उनमें कोई भी ऐसी इच्छा नहीं थी. They didn't want to grow any crops in their agriculture. The need to improve the agriculture. Today's point is the need to improve agriculture. If the economy was in ruins, could the company certain of its revenue income? Means company having no issue with the peoples are suffering from the various kinds of condition, means they are the very poor and they are suffering from the hunger and all. They don't want to see, they don't want to face any types of the problem of the poor people, but they needs only a good revenue from the people. The most company officially began to feel that the investment in land had to be encouraged and agriculture had to be improved. The first company wants to improve the agriculture business so that the farmers can pay them the more and more taxes upon the agriculture. How was this to be done? So, how this to be done by the company? After 2 decades of debate of the question, the company finally introduced the permanent settlement in 1793. Means company also get understand here ki which types of the problems peoples are facing, so that they discuss ki which situation is how much worse situation is going on. So what was the solution about the situation? So after a big discussion, they come to the point that permanent settlement. That concept is very important. Permanent settlement. What is the mean by permanent settlement? That we will going to see now. So that concept arose in 1793. By the terms of settlement, the Rajas and the Talukdars were recognized as the Jamindars. Means they both were called Jamindars. They were asked to collect the rent, the peasant and pay revenue to the company. We seen yesterday company didn't directly take in any kind of the taxes from the farmer, but they use the medium to collect the taxes to the zamindars and the talukdars. So from the zamindars, from the talukdar, from the rajas, they collect the revenue from the peasant, from the artisan, from the farmers. They were asked to collect rent, the peasant and pay revenue to the company. The amount to be paid was fixed permanently. So what is mean the permanent settlement? The amount which is fixed that day, that will be a permanent means permanent for every year, that will not going to change. Suppose today we fix any revenue for anything. Suppose today we fix 20 rupees revenue for any kind of the thing or any kind of the good. So that will not be increased in future also. That will remain a same. If the production is grown or whatever change or the production is in less number, then also that amount will be the same. That we call the fixed or permanent settlement. So it was felt that this would ensure a regular flow of revenue into the company coffers and at the same time encourage the zamindars to invest in improving the land. Means what happened there? Ki they want to improve in that way the zamindars, and in that way the landowners, and they want, means company wants to develop the develop the crops position, uh, develop the farming position, and they want the more and more tax for the same. But here we can see the under the permanent settlement the tax is fixed. Now they will charge the same tax for any for bigger or smaller crops production. So since the zamindars to invest improving the land, sorry, since the revenue demand of the state will not be increased, the zamindars will benefit from increasing production from the land. So in that situation, if the zamindars if the zamindars are in profits, so they will only pay the fixed amount of the revenue. Means the crops condition is good and the crops is increased or grown more grown, so they have to pay, then also they have to pay the same tax to the company. It means here the zamindars are in profit. But what the problem in that we are going to see. The permanent settlement however create the problem. But we found in the permanent settlement also there are some problems. Company officials soon discovered that the zamindars were in fact not investing in the improvement of the land. Means they are not interesting, zamindars are not interesting to improving the land, they are not interesting to take the production of the crops because they not having any amount for producing the crops. The revenue that had been fixed was so high that the zamindars found it difficult to pay. Means which revenue was decided if it is fixed but it is too much high कि they are unable to pay that revenue also. So anyone who failed to pay the revenue lost his zamindari, and the rule was there कि who not paid the revenue, so he or she might be lost his zamindari also. So no one is interested, no zamindars are interested to grow crops or develop their lands. The numerous zamindaris were sold off at the auction organized by the company. Means here we can see कि many zamindars, many landlords were sold their farms to the company in the auction because they are unable to pay any kind of the taxes in the past. By the first decade of the 19th century, the situation changed. The prices in the market rose of cultivation slowly expanded. This meant an increase in income of the zamindars but no gain for the company since it could not increase a revenue demand that had been fixed permanently. But what happened in the first decade of the 19th century, what happened कि situation was contrast, थोड़ी contrast हो गई situation. जो मार्केट प्राइस था कल्टीवेशन का वो स्लोली बढ़ गया, एक्सपांड हो गया, एंड दिस मींट एन इंक्रीज इन द इनकम ऑफ द जमींदार्स. नाउ हियर वी कैन से कि जो जमींदार्स की इनकम है उसमें क्या हुआ, बदलाव हुआ, वो बढ़ गई. बट नो गेन फॉर द कंपनी. But the company was in the permanent settlement. They decided the permanent settlement, the tax were same. So here the company is in no profit. So here the zamindars are in profit because they have to pay the same tax to the company. Even then, the zamindars did not have an interest in improving the land. Means इतना सब कुछ होने के बावजूद भी जमींदार्स डोंट वांट टू grow or improve their lands. They don't want to cultivate their lands. Some had lost their lands in the earlier years of the settlements. Means some zamindars are sold their lands to the company, and some are without lands, and some are facing different types of crises, so that they are not able to grow the crops in their field. Others now saw the possibility of earning without the trouble and risks of the investments. Means some farmers feeling that it is a troublesome task. It is a very troublous task. It is the kind of the risk. If the मीन्स फसल उतनी नहीं होगी, इफ़ द क्रॉप्स इज़ नॉट एज मच, तो फिर से हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, हमारी जो लैंड है वो हमें कंपनी को देनी पड़ेगी ऑक्शन में. तो एज लॉन्ग एज द जमींदार्स कुड गिव आउट द लैंड टू द टेनेंट्स एज गेट द रेंट. मीन्स क्या हुआ, जमींदार कुड नॉट गिव आउट द लैंड टू द टेनेंट्स. उनको टेनेंट्स को लैंड नहीं देनी थी रेंट पे. दे वे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन इम्प्रूविंग द लैंड्स. उनको जमींदार्स को लैंड भी नहीं देनी थी, और दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड टू इम्प्रूविंग देयर लैंड्स. दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड टू ग्रो द क्रॉप्स इन देयर लैंड. गॉट इट. तो दिस वॉज द प्रॉब्लम. So what we discussed today in brief, we can say what is the permanent settlement. First we are going to discuss here कि permanent settlements क्या होता है and which problems it is create. तो permanent settlements आया था गवर्नर जनरल लॉर्ड कॉर्नवालिस के हैंड्स में इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया. देन द परमानेंट सेटलमेंट्स क्रिएट सम प्रॉब्लम, बट द परमानेंट सेटलमेंट्स ने कुछ प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट किए. फर्स्ट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस हियर विच आर द फीचर्स ऑफ द परमानेंट सेटलमेंट्स. द परमानेंट सेटलमेंट्स बेनिफिट्स लैंडलॉर्ड्स मोर देन द गवर्नमेंट. The zamindars and the revenue collectors were converted into a numerous landlords. Got it? Second point आया है हमारा, they were not only to act as the agent of the government in collecting land revenue from the rayat, but also become the owners of the entire land in their jamindaris. Then we can say in the permanent settlements, third feature of the permanent settlement is that their right of ownership was made hereditary and transferable. On the other hand, the cultivators were reduced to the low status of the mere tenants and were deprived of a long-standing right to the soil and other customary right. The zamindars were given 10/11 of the rental they derived from the peasantry to the state, keeping only the 1/11 for themselves. If the rental of Jamindar's estate increased, he would keep the entire amount of the increase. The state would not make any further demand upon him. At the same time, the Jamindars had to pay his revenue rigidly on the due date, even if the crop had failed for some reason, so that they are not interested in permanent settlement. Then again we can see some problems which the permanent settlement why the permanent settlement is failed. So company officials observed that the zamindars were not investing in the improvement of the land. Means we see the zamindars were totally uninterested to investing in the improvement in the lands. Then the revenue was too high for the zamindars to pay. They are unable to pay that high revenue. Anyone who failed to pay the revenue, तो he will lost his जमींदारी. उसने उस जमींदारी को खो दिया अगर वो रेवेन्यू पे नहीं कर पाए तो. Numerous जमींदारीज were sold off at the auctions carried out by the company. During the first decade of the 19th century, the situation changed. The price in the market rose. Cultivation slowly expanded. This resulted in the increasing of the income of zamindari. But there was no gain for the company. Despite this, the zamindaris did not have an interest in improving the land. The zamindars could not give out the land to the tenants and get rent, so that they were not interested in improving the lands. Okay, so these are the some problems which the zamindars were faced during that particular age or during that particular period. Okay, this is our today's lecture. You have to read that both the points properly. Collaborate, we will see in next lecture. Okay, goodbye. Read it properly, and tomorrow we will start our next topic. I think one para is remains. See here. On the other hand, in the village, the cultivator found the system extremely oppressive. The rent he paid to the zamindars was high, and his right on the land was insecure. To pay the rent, he had to often take a loan from the money lender. Means, see that point we discussed now. कि suppose they are unable to pay the taxes, so their land will they have to hand over their land to the company or the मनी लेंडर्स, जहाँ से वो पैसे लेंगे. उनके पास तो फसल उगाने के लिए अमाउंट नहीं था, तो दे हैव टू टेक लोन फ्रॉम द मनी लेंडर. if they were fail in crops growing, so they have to hand over their lands to the money lender. Got it? जहाँ से वो पैसे लेंगे उनको उनकी लैंड मीन्स फार्मर को अपनी लैंड उस मनी लेंडर को देनी होंगी. सो दैट farmers or the zamindars were not interested to grow the crops or develop their farming business. Got it? Okay, this was your today's lecture. Now tomorrow we will going to see a new system is devised, and what is the mineral system, that we will going to see, and all was not well, that we will going to see tomorrow. Thank you.